Jean Johnson Ellis. Mother's name, I don't say my mother's name was Nazarene
Your mother's name is Nazarene Perryman.
Johnson. I have 3 daughters. Ellis Clark, Ovita Denise Ellis Haynes, Charlotte Elizabeth Ellis Harding. Goliad, Texas, 1938. I think that's right. The schools were segregated during that time. And we had a very good school. But then we were transferred to Victoria, to F.W. Gross High School, and I graduated from there. I worked in the hospital, the nursing home, the first class in Victoria College. They had a nursing class there, and I was in the first class, the LVN class. And I worked at Citizen Medical Center. I don't remember how many years right now, but it was getting pretty close to 30. And I've been retired since then.
My name is Louise Williams Cunningham. And my mother was Nazarene Perryman Johnson. And my father's name is Cleveland Williams. And I was born December 1st, 1933.
Okay.
In Goliad, Texas.
Okay. Do you have any children?
Yes, I have 5 living children.
And what are
One
their names?
deceased.
Oh.
My oldest Carl is deceased. And I have Kenneth and Charles. And Kitty, Ellen, and Eileen.
And you went to school in
I went to
Victoria?
school. Yes, we did. We traveled by bus to Victoria. When we was in the 12th grade, they sent us to Victoria.
Oh.
To go to school.
So y'all started busing back then?
Yeah.
So you went to an all-black school?
Yes, I did.
So did you experience any racism when you were growing up?
Yes, I did.
So how did you deal with it?
Well, I really don't know. I just went along with it because there's nothing you could do about that then, back in them days.
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
I had, okay, wait a minute. Okay, no, I have some brothers and sisters in California.
Okay.
And some in Victoria. Some go there.
You're off?
My brother Willie, he lived in Goliad, he's passed. And James Roger, he's in Goliad. He's my brother. And I have some in California. I have like 10 brothers and 2 sisters. That's in California. 2 of them are deceased, Darnell and Mary.
Okay. Large family.
Yes, I do.
What a blessing.
It's very interesting.
How many grandchildren?
I have 14 grandchildren and 5 great-grandchildren.
Oh, that's a lot. So do you have any grandchildren over that smile?
Do I have one?
Any grandchildren?
I don't think so. Well, I'm trying to think. Okay.
Maya?
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, help me think. I'm sitting. Help me. I have 3 daughters. Okay, my oldest daughter has 2 girls and 1 son. So I have 2 granddaughters, 1 grandson by her. Ovita has 2 daughters. So that's 2 more daughters from my 2nd daughter. Charla has 2 daughters.
Okay.
And they live in Houston right now. So that's like 3 and 4, 7 grandchildren.
7 grandchildren. Wow. So do you remember a lot about your parents? Did your parents work hard?
My father did.
Your father did?
My mother didn't work.
And what did your father do for a living?
He worked in a cleaners, and from there he would go and prepare. He was a barber.
Barber?
His father was a barber, which passed down to him. So, I mean, it wasn't hard to me, thinking about it and looking back at it. Because we were a large family and we helped out.
Right.
So.
Tommy Johnson, Sr. I was born and raised in Goliad. Graduated from Goliad High School. I went to F.W. Gross 61, 62, my freshman year of high school. That's when they first integrated. That's the first time I experienced busing. And it was a concern to me that when integration got started, people started crying about being bused across town, and we was bused 30 miles out of Goliad, Victoria. But other than that, I have 8 children, 7 daughters, 1 son, 35 grandkids, 3 great grandsons, and 1 great granddaughter on the way. And I just recently retired from Alcoa.
Right.
And want me to have I experienced racism? Yes, I have, but I just dealt with it. You know that. But that was I experienced that racism was on all sides, not only from the white. There are some black people that were racist, whites, Hispanics, they were all racist. So I dealt with it all. But I learned how to get along with everybody, really.
Now, who are your parents?
Henry Johnson, Johnson-Perryman.
Okay. So that's how you fall within the Perryman family.
I'm the 7th. I believe I'm the 7th child.
Seventh child. Okay. Well, thank you. Anything else you wanted to tell us?
Yeah, God is good.
God is good.
My name is Henry Lee Johnson.
Henry
I'm
Johnson.
senior. Like that, I have 2 sons, Rodney Johnson, and then Henry Lee Johnson Jr. And I have 3 granddaughters, and then I have 1 great granddaughter. I always call her Oreo because I can't pronounce her name.
And so, who are your parents?
My parents is Henry Johnson and Nazarene Johnson.
And your grandparents?
My grandparents were Laura Tiffin Perryman, and then it was Jim Perryman.
Did you ever know your grandparents?
Well, with our grandmother, I knew her, but him, I didn't know didn't know him too well. But she moved to San Antonio because she had 2 daughters up there. It was Aunt Nora, and then Aunt Lucille that was up there. And she lived up there, and I remember she would stay up there, and then when she wanted to come home, they would always say, I'm too busy to go home. Take you home like that. So I had got me a car, after I got my car, I would take her home anytime she wanted. I took her all the time she wanted to come. Then I got drafted when I was up there because I started working at a place up there at Long Store Pet Supply. I had worked there for about 55 to 59. And when I got drafted, she said, I'm going home. And they said, wow, we'll take you home with you know, because Henry Lee won't be here to take me home. Y'all won't take me home. So she moved home, and that's why she passed away. And on that, I don't know if you want to hear about my life history, why I worked.
Sure, go ahead. Tell us all you want to tell.
Okay, I started, I told you I got drafted off there for 55, 59, and I got drafted, and I went in service, and I spent 2 years and 3 months, and they kept me there 3 months because they thought we were going to Berlin, but we didn't go. And so they tried to give me a real list, and I thought real list should get out. So I decided to stay out and stay with the company. So I stayed with the company, and they moved from one place, moved another place. Each time they changed the owners, and I went through 4 or 5 different owners, and then the company merged not too long ago. Like that, it's animal supply now. It's so long for pet supply, and so I worked in every position in the company anyway. But how I got my promotion, I didn't ask for a promotion. The customers would come in, and then they'll ask someone else if they had a manager position or something like that. Then they would come to me and say, let me go ask Henry. And so they would come to me and ask me. Then one lady said, one day said, you know what, this is not right, something not right here. I said, I'm going to talk to the owner. And she went in and told me that's how I started getting my promotion, by the customer, not by me going in there asking for them. But all the owners seem like they're family to me until now because animal supply owned by 90% of the United States. They all over. Like if I want to go to work for one company, work the same company, I could work in Dallas or wherever it'll be. And then this past year or something, in June the 10th of last year, like that, they called me and surprised me with a luncheon. Not with they surprised me with the luncheon, but they told me to have a luncheon like always. And so, it's a luncheon. before that, they had said, well, if something happened to you, who do we get in touch with? And I gave them my son's, phone number and all like that. And then they said, okay. And so on that Wednesday, like that, they said, we'll start eating at 12. All right, I was watching the clock at 12 o'clock. Then about 11 o'clock like that, they said, oh, you better go up there and eat. Most of them call him Mr. Henry. They said, you better go up there and eat like that before the food goes. So I walked in there, got my son, their family, all in there, and the whole warehouse was shut down, and all in there. And they hollered, happy anniversary. That was my 60th anniversary back then. And then,
But you didn't seem like you experienced much racism. It seemed like people really liked you at your
they
job.
seemed like they really have treated me with respect.
Was there a lot of black people, a lot of African Americans that worked where you
Well, when
worked?
I first started, I was the only one in the warehouse. The warehouse wasn't no bigger than this place right here. I was the only employee
The only
there.
employee that was African
At that
American.
time, like that. So
That's
I did
history
everything.
itself, huh?
I just grew. I seen the company growing all like that. After we got through, they helped me in a little bag, and they said, here's your gift. And I said, yes, I can open it. Let me see it. They took it out to Henry Johnson conference room.
Wow, that's
They have a
awesome.
room over there named after me.
Named after you.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you something. I thank the Lord. Most people have died and gone on before something's done for them. But I get to see what He's done for me. I get to see for me.
Well, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, they want me to. While I work now, I still work there. But,
You still work?
right? It's just I'll be this past 10th of June. It'll be 61 years because they count my army time.
61 years.
Yeah, be there then.
They don't make them like you anymore.
But I only work 3 days a week though.
Oh, that's good.
And I said, how long will y'all keep me up? As long as you want. Because that one thing with the second owner sold the business started another one. He said, I'll sell it to you only if you let Henry work here as long as he wants to. And I didn't know about it until the God, he was sitting there talking one day. He said, the only way I bought this business was because I kept you like that.
Wow, that's great.
And then when before he passed on, he told his nephew, before the company merged, I want you to take care of Henry. And his nephew, he did everything, he do everything he can. He said, I'm going to do what my uncle wanted me to do. I'm going to try to take care of you. And the company's been great for me.
Wow. Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you.
Then we have Ellie Irene Johnson, Great House. I married in 1967 to Bill Greathouse. Next year will be my 50th year anniversary, marriage anniversary. As we have 4 kids. The oldest is Bernadine Briscoe. Alvin was the oldest boy, and he was killed this past October 2015. And Calvin, the twin brother, and Barry Tennille, Great House Guinness is standing over there. I have 15 grandchildren,
Wow.
3 great grandchildren. And my parents are Nazreen Cameron Johnson and Henry Johnson. I remember, we had a good life. Just thinking back as many kids it were, we had a great life. My father, he went to work every day, to the cleaning, and after getting off from the cleaners, he went to the barber shop, cutting hair. And every day he got off, he bought the kids something. We didn't, if it was peanut patties, soda water, whatever, he brought us something home every day. On Sundays, he barbecued. And we knew we were going to get 2 bottles of soda. He bought a case of soda. And we knew we were going to get 2 bottles. So we had a great life. We had swings, tricycles, it didn't work. We had a good time. Just the the kids together in the country and things. And so, we had a kind of beat up house and thing, but we was happy and things. And he wanted to make sure he encouraged us to further our education and things. And so, like, I became a nurse. I went to nursing school in '65. I still have my license. I'm retired, so I don't practice nursing anymore, but I loved it. I worked at Goliad Hospital, started out there. I worked at Detour Hospital. I transferred over after we moved over in that community of citizens. I transferred over to Citizens Hospital, and I retired from there in 2007. Before I retired from there, I was at the hospital, and I couldn't walk the floors. But I loved my job, so I worked hard. I took care of my patients. That was the main thing, taking care of the patient. Anyway, I was the first LVN they chose, outstanding LVN of the year. I was the first one they chose at Citizens Hospital. They hadn't started that program, and I was chosen. I was shocked when they chose me to, won. Anyway, after I couldn't work anymore, at first they were trying to, kick me out the door. I didn't want to, I was too young to retire then, and they opened an interning clinic up. So they called me to the office and said that we know we're going to have to post it in the newspaper, but do you want it? I was hesitant about doing this because I had never had any clinic experience. A lot of heavy-duty computer work. So anyway, I took it. So they opened it up, and they stuck me. I had to, stock the clinic and everything because he said, you're going to be the charge nurse of the clinic. And that was rare because, you didn't see black in a clinic and all. I just, I went every day, went to the bathroom, prayed, out. They just throwing all of that heavy duty stuff on me, the computer, and had to register the patients and the thing, do the x-rays, EKGs, the whole work. I just thank God the day that I did it. And they was shocked because I was 15 or more years older than anybody in the clinic and only black. They were throwing all of this stuff on me, and God, He took care of me. I come out, wow, everybody's still talking about that today. After I retired, they wanted me to come back, but I got tired of doing all the work, that others wasn't doing, and they should have been doing it.
Right.
But anyway, I just thank God that He brought me this far and things, and He gave me the ability to do that. I didn't have the experience in computer work and all, but I couldn't type, so I did the one finger thing. But I did it. And they called me after I retired, how to do this, how to do that. I did all the ordering and everything of the clinic and all. And they told me, once you leave, we're going to close this clinic. Oh, well, I told them. They laughed in my face. After I retired, 2007, 2008, they closed it. And the one that was over there was trying to get me to come back.
You went through.
No more. But my kids, my grandkids, now, just enjoying retirement. And I love nursing, but after I retired. I just...
Thank you so very much.
This coming September 6th, I want to thank the Lord. That He blessed me for 80 years.
80 years. What a blessing.
80 years, 6th of September.
What a blessing. Name?
Okay, my name is Laura Lucille West. My mother was Johnson-Perryman Johnson. My father, Henry Johnson. I was number 10 in the family. Anyway, I was number 10.
10? You were number 10 in the family?
Yes, I was number 10. And the little boy So, anyway, I went to school in Goliad also. I graduated in Goliad. And as far as the schools being mixed, I was in the 8th grade when that happened. Anyway, I graduated in '72, and since I was the youngest, I thought all I had to do was lay on the couch. And so I am. And my father kept bugging me all the time to go to school because he said, "Hey, the education is free." Anyway, after he kept getting on my nerves, I went ahead and went to school, nursing school. I started trying to be a RN. And I told him, I said, I'm not going to like this. He said, well, just go to be an LVN, do something. So anyway, I did become an LVN, and I graduated in '74. And then I went back to school and got my RN in '96. And right now I'm working in labor and delivery down here at the Children's Hospital. I have how many children? We have 8. We have 8 children. Yeah. We have 8 children together. We have 23 grandchildren together. Anyway, I don't even know. But anyway, my oldest daughter, is Tanika Scott Stovall. She has 2 children. And then my second child is Lashante Scott Druin, and she has 4 children. And Loyston West is my third. He has 2 children. And Byron has no children. He hates kids. No, he don't. I'm just anyway. What else can I say? And like she was saying that we had a good life. I look back and I never thought I was spoiled, but I guess I was. Because I didn't think I had to do anything. And I remember Nodi, she passed just a few months ago. But anyway, she would fuss and said, Maria, make her do something. She's just laying there on the couch. But I just looked down, like, I don't know why you don't make her do something. But anyway, I was spoiled, I guess. But I turned out okay, I think. You got my vote. Yeah. So, what else can I say?
Walk to church, it was 3 miles.
Oh no, y'all did not take me. They walked to church and they didn't carry me because they said I was too slow. They didn't take me to church. They walked to church
All the time.
Yeah. And I don't know why y'all
But I remember walking to church, I think the older ones would walk all the way. The 2 miles, the young ones would ride on the trail, on the buggy with the pastor of church, Reverend Taylor, that they would ride with him.
You just didn't know.
And I remember this story too. If we didn't have anything to eat, Dimpy would come home, he'd get this 1-gauge shotgun, a 12-gauge shotgun, go down in the pasture, shoot a cottontail rabbit, a couple of them, bring them back, say, skin this rabbit. We skin the rabbit, Buddy get in there, fry up the cottontail rabbit, gravy, homemade biscuits. Hey, it was good. So, country life was beautiful, though, really. Because we ate good, though, really. We didn't have a microwave. Hey, we had wood stuff. And I used to see, remember Buddy out there scrubbing the clothes with that washboard. And we finally got a wrangler and stuff. And I can see her now doing it. That was a lot of work for a housewife. She took care of all of washing the clothes by hand, then hanging them up on the line.
And I never knew we were poor. I thought we had money. I didn't know. He bought me a car.
Oh, yeah. And then when our oldest brother came home, Mother should get in there and cook a big breakfast, and I knew we was gonna eat good then because she had bacon and eggs and we all get, after he get the weed, then we fall in there and eat well, man. I ain't gonna never forget that. She always cooked when he come home. And we be waiting.
So you love for him to come
When he
home.
come home, he drive that little car up out there. Waiting on she cooked for everybody.
Wow. Any of you guys have anything you want to say?
I know for a while, I remember Aunt Seal used to tell me that for a while she didn't know who Daddy was.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
he
I
left
did.
home when she was little, and when he would come home, oh,
I know, they just told me he's my brother. I didn't know. Okay. Hi, my name is Cousin Bobby. I'm their favorite cousin.
What's your last name, Cousin Bobby?
Oh, it was Ashley then, but I'm Barbara McDonald.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so let me tell you about this family of 10. I would go down to the country every summer because I was the only child. I was adopted by their mothers. And I'm going to tell the truth. I was adopted by Elnora, and she was my adopted mother. And yeah, you said it right, Irene. I'm going to tell it. And so I used to always
No
go
whispering,
down.
no whispering.
I used to always go down and visit them because Henry Lee would come and he'd pick me up, and he had in a little green and white Ford, and so I would always go to Goliad during the summertime and I'd stay with them, which was really fun. I enjoyed that, and Seal was the baby. I remember when she was born, and then my dear had another child, but that child didn't make it home. So she really had 11 children. I enjoyed the summers there. The fun thing is that we would always walk to town to Dimpy's shop every Saturday. Saturdays were bath days, and I still have to bathe on Saturdays now too. But Saturdays
That's not the
were
only
bath
day,
days.
huh?
Save that water. Saturdays were bath days, and so the only thing I like about the Johnson family is that because and they say it's not true, but it is. Especially Elnora would always say, "Bobby, that's not true. You stop telling people that." But they would always go and get their water. Well, I was scared, and I was sort of like, I wasn't chubby, but I was short and healthy. And so I guess because living in the city, they just sort of treated me like a city girl. But I always had to go and get my own water. Well, I was scared because by the time all of them bathed, we had this number 2 tub that we bathed in, and they wouldn't go get me fresh water. And so I had to bathe in their water. I didn't like that. To this day, they say it's not true, but it is true. Okay? Because they never would get me clean water. And I take, because that water was dirty, the dirt was up on it. You'd have to rub it out. But, and then when we walked to town, we would go across this bridge. And this bridge, they always said it was haunted. Well, coming back from town, it was already real dark. And as we were coming back from town, they would always go ahead of me and run and leave me to walk across that bridge by myself. And I was always scared. So they always did things. I remember Tim and them, we had this ant bed that was out when you came in, you drove up the corner, and there was this ant bed right in the middle of the driveway. Well, Timmy and Wiggy and Honey, they would get snakes out of the trees and take them, and worms, and drop them in the ant bed and stand there and watch all the ants eat them. I remember Mayreen came up to visit, and Mayreen would always come, and she loved to pinch me. So she would come to my mother's and stay. I said, "Were you going to school then?" She doesn't remember, but she did. She would pinch me. And then,
Set up my school.
no, but you came to San Antonio to visit all the time. So, you know, they were lovely to be around, but
Keep her in order.
a lot of times they would just sort of abuse me because, and I always figured I was one of their children. I mean, I always told my dear that I was her adopted child. I was a child that she had that she never told nobody. She didn't like, did y'all know my dear didn't like me to say that? I would tell everybody that I was her adopted child, and my dear wouldn't tell nobody. And my dear said for me to stop lying, but I really wasn't. I was telling the truth. But Louise's 2 boys, Charles and Carl, they used to bug this child. I have a picture. I don't know what happened to that picture,
But Laura would still be going up to Mama Laura's, and they would just pick on her all the time. And Sil was standing in the middle crying, and the two boys were on each side of us. So it was just a fun time. And one thing I remember is that every time I went to the country with Henry Lee, we had an outhouse. For those who don't know what outhouse is, that's where you went outside to use the restroom. Well, I didn't know it could be moved. So one time we went down there, rather than it being on this side, it was over on this side. Well, that was something new to me, to know that they could move those outhouses. And of course, no one ever went out to the outhouse with me either. So they were just really mean. But it was a fun meanness because we had so much fun. We go downtown and we drink so much soda water. We go up to Uncle Dan's on the hill and we drink soda, we shoot pool. We come back, we went to the theater. And of course, we went upstairs and then, yeah, for better seats. And so we just had fun. It was a good time. Kids today don't know what family and togetherness really is all about. And but that's the story of the Johnsons, and it's a lot of fun. Louise had children one after the other, and that was so much fun to watch, because every time I go down, I'd see another child. My dear would have one kid after another. Every time I went down, it was a new child. Every 2 years. So anyway, I enjoyed being a part of that family, but I just didn't like the dirty water.
All right.